Bismillahir-Rahman-Rahim. Exposition of the Holy Quran. By G. A. Parwez. Sura 4. An-Nisa. Verse 51 to 100.
ألم تر إلى الذين أوتوا نصيبا من الكتاب يؤمنون بالجبت والطاغوت ويقولون للذين كفروا هؤلاء أهدى من الذين آمنوا سبيلا أولئك الذين لعنهم الله ومن يلعن الله فلن تجد له نصيرا.
51 to 52. Have you not marked those who were given a portion of the book, but they follow self-made rituals and obey authorities which they have set up alongside Allah? They say that the Kafirin are better guided than the Mu'minin. They deprive themselves of Allah's blessings. Those who are thus deprived can have no helper.
أم لهم نصيب من الملك فإذا لا يؤتون الناس نقيرا.
53. It is fortunate that people with this mentality do not have worldly power. If they had any share in it, they would not have given even a farthing to their fellow men.
أم يحسدون الناس على ما آتاهم الله من فضله فقد آتينا آل إبراهيم الكتاب والحكمة وآتيناهم ملكا عظيما.
54. The reason for their attitude is that they are envious of those to whom Allah has bestowed His bounties. Allah had given the people of Abraham not only the revealed code of life, but also wisdom, and had conferred upon him a great kingdom.
فمنهم من آمن به ومنهم من صد عنه وكفى بجهنم سعيرا. إن الذين كفروا بآياتنا سوف نصليهم نارا كلما نضجت جلودهم بدلناهم جلودا غيرها ليذوقوا العذاب إن الله كان عزيزا حكيما. والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سندخلهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا لهم فيها أزواج مطهرة وندخلهم ظلا ظليلا.
55 to 57. Some of them believed in Allah and some of them turned away from Him. For the latter, the life of hell is appropriate. Tell those who discredit our laws that they will be ruined. Gathering all their forces, they will come to the battlefield and be defeated. They will again amass their forces and return to the battlefield and be defeated again. Surely, Allah is mighty and wise. The Jamaat al-Mu'minin will achieve success after success because as a result of following Allah's laws, they possess both power and vision. They will be admitted into gardens in which streams flow and where there is a deep shade, to abide therein forever. There they shall have companions of pure and sublime character.
إن الله يأمركم أن تؤدوا الأمانات إلى أهلها وإذا حكمتم بين الناس أن تحكموا بالعدل إن الله نعم ما يعظكم به إن الله كان سميعا بصيرا.
58. In order to establish the Quranic system, it is necessary to entrust responsibility to those who are capable of discharging it. All matters should be decided justly. This is excellent counsel which Allah is giving you, for Allah hears and sees all.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم فإن تنازعتم في شيء فردوه إلى الله والرسول إن كنتم تؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر ذلك خير وأحسن تأويلا.
59. O Jamaat al-Mu'minin, you should obey the system established by the Rasul in accordance with Allah's laws, and obey the local authorities appointed by this order. In case of a dispute with the local officers, an appeal can be made to the order. The central government. This will constitute evidence that you believe in Allah and the hereafter. This is the best and fairest way to reach a settlement.
ألم تر إلى الذين يزعمون أنهم آمنوا بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك يريدون أن يتحاكموا إلى الطاغوت وقد أمروا أن يكفروا به ويريد الشيطان أن يضلهم ضلالا بعيدا.
60. This is the way of the true Mu'minin. On the other hand, you will find people who assert that they believe in what has been revealed to you and what was revealed before, but desire to take their disputes to authorities other than Allah, although they were asked to reject such authorities. Indeed, it is Shaitan who leads them astray.
وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ تَعَالَوْا إِلَى مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ وَإِلَى الرَّسُولِ رَأَيْتَ الْمُنَافِقِينَ يَصُدُّونَ عَنكَ صُدُودًا.
61. When these munafiqeen are asked that they should refer their disputes to the divine order, they turn away in disgust.
فكيف إذا أصابتهم مصيبة بما قدمت أيديهم ثم جاءوك يحلفون بالله إن أردنا إلا إحسانا وتوفيقا.
62. When they are seized by some calamity which they have brought upon themselves, they come to you, O Rasul, swearing by Allah that they had gone to authorities other than Allah in good faith and to create harmony.
أولئك الذين يعلم الله ما في قلوبهم فأعرض عنهم وعظهم وقل لهم في أنفسهم قولا بليغا.
63. They are liars, and Allah knows what they say and what they conceal. Stay clear of them, but continue to give them good counsel which reaches their heart.
وما أرسلنا من رسول إلا ليطاع بإذن الله ولو أنهم إذ ظلموا أنفسهم جاءوك واستغفر لهم الرسول لوجدوا الله توابا رحيما.
64. Deen is not an abstract ideology or mere theoretical values. It is a practical way of living, a collective life. For this purpose an order or system is essential. This is why Allah has sent a Rasul along with revelation. The responsibility of the Rasul is to establish that order. Obedience to Allah is through obedience to the Rasul. For example, if anyone falters, he is required to go to the Rasul to seek forgiveness. The Rasul cannot decide the matter in his personal capacity. He will decide it in accordance with Allah's laws. Indeed, this is the procedure for securing forgiveness from Allah.
فلا وربك لا يؤمنون حتى يحكموك فيما شجر بينهم ثم لا يجدوا في أنفسهم حرجا مما قضيت ويسلموا تسليما.
65 Allah stands witness that these persons cannot claim to be mu'minin until they make you, O Rasul, the judge in their disputes, and thereafter do not find any vexation in their hearts over what you decide, and submit to your decisions wholeheartedly.
ولو أنا كتبنا عليهم أن اقتلوا أنفسكم أو اخرجوا من دياركم ما فعلوه إلا قليل منهم ولو أنهم فعلوا ما يوعظون به لكان خيرا لهم وأشد تثبيتا وإذا لآتيناهم من لدنا أجرا عظيما ولهديناهم صراطا مستقيما.
66 to 68 Those who do not accept deen in this way, if asked to leave their homes or go to the battlefield for the cause of Allah, will not do so, excepting a few. If they had done what Allah had counseled them to do, it would have been better for them and their iman would have become more firm. Allah has surely given him a great reward and guided him to the straight path.
ومن يطع الله والرسول فأولئك مع الذين أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وحسن أولئك رفيقا ذلك الفضل من الله وكفى بالله عليما.
69 to 70 If they had obeyed the divine order, they would have joined the caravan of those following the straight path, whom Allah had blessed. In the caravan, led by Anbiya, would be those who validate their iman by action, those who safeguard the system vigilantly, and Salihin. How blessed and pleasant is this company! Such is the bounty from Allah, and it is sufficient that Allah knows all.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا خذوا حذركم فانفروا ثبات أو انفروا جميعا.
71 In order to safeguard the system, you should take every precaution. When you go to war, you can advance in detachments or all together as may seem necessary.
وَإِنَّ مِنكُمْ لَمَن لَّيُبَطِّئَنَّ فَإِنْ أَصَابَتْكُم مُّصِيبَةٌ قَالَ قَدْ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيَّ إِذْ لَمْ أَكُن مَّعَهُمْ شَهِيدًا.
72 There are certainly among you those who will lag behind. If any misfortune befalls you, they will say, it was Allah's favor to us in that we were not present with you.
وَلَئِنْ أَصَابَكُمْ فَضْلٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لَيَقُولَنَّ كَأَن لَّمْ تَكُن بَيْنَكُمْ وَبَيْنَهُ مَوَدَّةٌ يَا لَيْتَنِي كُنتُ مَعَهُمْ فَأَفُوزَ فَوْزًا عَظِيمًا.
73 But if success comes to you, they are sure to say as if they had never been amongst you before, How well it would have been if we were with them. We could also have shared in their gains and achievements.
فليقاتل في سبيل الله الذين يشرون الحياة الدنيا بالآخرة ومن يقاتل في سبيل الله فيقتل أو يغلب فسوف نؤتيه أجرا عظيما.
74. The fact is that only they can fight in the cause of Allah who barter the life of the present for the life to come. Whether they are slain in battle or come back victorious, Allah will give them a great reward in the near future.
وما لكم لا تقاتلون في سبيل الله والمستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان الذين يقولون ربنا أخرجنا من هذه القرية الظالم أهلها واجعل لنا من لدنك وليا واجعل لنا من لدنك نصيرا.
75. War in the cause of Allah is for the help of oppressed people. Allah helps oppressed people through human agency and not directly. This is illustrated by the following. In Al-Madinah, the Mu'mineen had established their own state, but those who could not leave Mecca were greatly oppressed. They cried to Allah for help, and Allah said to the Mu'mineen in Al-Madinah, "What has happened to you that you do not fight in the cause of Allah? Do you not hear the cries of the helpless men, women and children in Mecca who entreat Allah? O our Rabb, rescue us from this city whose inhabitants are oppressors. Send us someone who will protect and defend us."
الذين آمنوا يقاتلون في سبيل الله والذين كفروا يقاتلون في سبيل الطاغوت فقاتلوا أولياء الشيطان إن كيد الشيطان كان ضعيفا.
76. This is fighting in Allah's cause which is undertaken by the Mu'mineen. On the contrary, the Kafirin fight for the cause of ungodly authorities. So, O Jamaat al-Mu'mineen, you should fight the friends of Shaitan. Mark. The cunning of Shaitan proves futile.
ألم تر إلى الذين قيل لهم كفوا أيديكم وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة فلما كتب عليهم القتال إذا فريق منهم يخشون الناس كخشية الله أو أشد خشية وقالوا ربنا لم كتبت علينا القتال لولا أخرتنا إلى أجل قريب قل متاع الدنيا قليل والآخرة خير لمن اتقى ولا تظلمون فتيلا.
77. In the initial phase of the establishment of the system of Salt and Zakat, the program was only concerned with teaching and training with no occasion for confrontation. During this phase, these people were very enthusiastic, but when fighting was required of them, a group from amongst them became very fearful and said to Allah, "Why have you enjoined war upon us? Could you not postpone it for a while?" Tell them, O Rasul, very little is the enjoyment of this world, and the future is all good for those who have lived according to the laws of Allah. They will never be dealt with unjustly, in the very least.
أينما تكونوا يدرككم الموت ولو كنتم في بروج مشيدة وإن تصبهم حسنة يقولوا هذه من عند الله وإن تصبهم سيئة يقولوا هذه من عندك قل كل من عند الله فما لهؤلاء القوم لا يكادون يفقهون حديثا ما أصابك من حسنة فمن الله وما أصابك من سيئة فمن نفسك وأرسلناك للناس رسولا وكفى بالله شهيدا من يطع الرسول فقد أطاع الله ومن تولى فما أرسلناك عليهم حفيظا.
78-80 Also tell them, death is sure to overtake you wherever you may be, even though you may be in strong towers. Their mentality is such that if something good happens to them they say, this is from Allah, but if any evil betides them they say, it is because of you, O Rasul. Say to them, O Rasul, if you want to understand the correct position, I will explain it to you. The fact is that everything in the universe happens in accordance with Allah's laws. If you act according to these laws, the results will be good, and if you act contrary to these laws you will bring about your misfortune. Good and evil do not come from the Rasul. His function is only to communicate to you the laws of Allah and to establish an order based on them. Obedience to Allah's laws will be through this order. It is up to you whether you obey these laws or not. If you turn away from them, it will not be for the Rasul to compel you to obey them. You will face the consequences of your actions yourselves.
ويقولون طاعة فإذا برزوا من عندك بيت طائفة منهم غير الذي تقول والله يكتب ما يبيتون فأعرض عنهم وتوكل على الله وكفى بالله وكيلا.
81 Amongst them, there are people who profess to obey you, O Rasul, but when they meet together at night they plot against what you had said. Allah records their plots. You should keep clear of them and put your trust in Allah, who is all-sufficient as a protector.
أفلا يتدبرون القرآن ولو كان من عند غير الله لوجدوا فيه اختلافا كثيرا.
82 Do they not reflect upon the Quran? Were it from anyone other than Allah, they would have found many inconsistencies therein.
وإذا جاءهم أمر من الأمن أو الخوف أذاعوا به ولو ردوه إلى الرسول وإلى أولي الأمر منهم لعلمه الذين يستنبطونه منهم ولولا فضل الله عليكم ورحمته لاتبعتم الشيطان إلا قليلا.
83 These people are not habituated to a disciplined life. Whenever they hear any news of peace or danger, they broadcast it directly. Had they brought the news to the notice of the Rasul or the local authority, those who have been charged with the responsibility of scrutinizing news would have found out the truth. Were it not for Allah's goodness towards you, the majority amongst you would have followed Shaitan.
فقاتل في سبيل الله لا تكلف إلا نفسك وحرض المؤمنين عسى الله أن يكف بأس الذين كفروا والله أشد بأسا وأشد تنكيلا.
84 O Rasul, you should fight in the cause of Allah, for you are not responsible except for yourself. You should train the Mu'mineen to enable them to fight. The time will soon come when the onslaught of the Kafirin will be checked. Allah is the stronger in power and the stronger to restrain them.
من يشفع شفاعة حسنة يكن له نصيب منها ومن يشفع شفاعة سيئة يكن له كفل منها وكان الله على كل شيء مقيتا.
85 As already stated, you will implement your program depending on yourself alone. If anyone stands by you, he will have share in the good results which accrue, and if anyone stands by your opponents, he will have share in the evil consequences which follow. Allah is the dispenser of all things.
وَإِذَا حُيِّيتُم بِتَحِيَّةٍ فَحَيُّوا بِأَحْسَنَ مِنْهَا أَوْ رُدُّوهَا إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَسِيبًا.
86 If you receive life giving help from someone, you must repay in the like measure, if not more. Allah takes account of all things.
الله لا إله إلا هو ليجمعنكم إلى يوم القيامة لا ريب فيه ومن أصدق من الله حديثا.
87 Whether anyone stands by you or not, you should remain firm in your conviction that power and authority in the entire universe belong to Allah alone. The confrontation between truth and falsehood will certainly take place. There is no doubt about this. Whose word can be more true than Allah?
فما لكم في المنافقين فئتين والله أركسهم بما كسبوا أتريدون أن تهدوا من أضل الله ومن يضلل الله فلن تجد له سبيلا.
88 There should be no difference of opinion regarding the munafiqeen whom Allah has cast away for their actions. Do you desire to bring back to the right path those who have intentionally taken up the wrong path? As long as the latter are determined to follow the wrong path, none can guide them.
وَدُّوا لَوْ تَكْفُرُونَ كَمَا كَفَرُوا فَتَكُونُونَ سَوَاءً فَلَا تَتَّخِذُوا مِنْهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءَ حَتَّى يُهَاجِرُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَخُذُوهُمْ وَاقْتُلُوهُمْ حَيْثُ وَجَدتُّمُوهُمْ وَلَا تَتَّخِذُوا مِنْهُمْ وَلِيًّا وَلَا نَصِيرًا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ يَصِلُونَ إِلَى قَوْمٍ بَيْنَكُمْ وَبَيْنَهُم مِّيثَاقٌ أَوْ جَاءُوكُمْ حَصِرَتْ صُدُورُهُمْ أَن يُقَاتِلُوكُمْ أَوْ يُقَاتِلُوا قَوْمَهُمْ وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَسَلَّطَهُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ فَلَقَاتَلُوكُمْ فَإِنِ اعْتَزَلُوكُمْ فَلَمْ يُقَاتِلُوكُمْ وَأَلْقَوْا إِلَيْكُمُ السَّلَمَ فَمَا جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ عَلَيْهِمْ سَبِيلًا.
89 to 90 You desire to bring him to the right path, but their effort is that they should make you kafirin like themselves so that you would be on their level. Do not take any of them for friends until they forsake their homes in the cause of Allah. If they turn traitor, seize them and slay them whenever you find them. Mark again. Do not take any of them for friends and helpers except those who have taken asylum with the people with whom you have an alliance, or those who come over to you saying, "We wish to remain neutral." The fact is that if the latter had sufficient power they would have fought you. Nevertheless, If they come to you professing to be neutral, you should accept their offer of peace and should not proceed against them.
ستجدون آخرين يريدون أن يأمنوكم ويأمنوا قومهم كلما ردوا إلى الفتنة أركسوا فيها فإن لم يعتزلوكم ويلقوا إليكم السلم ويكفوا أيديهم فخذوهم واقتلوهم حيث ثقفتموهم وأولئكم جعلنا لكم عليهم سلطانا مبينا.
91 Amongst them, there are those who profess neutrality, but if there is a call from their people to join them in creating disorder, they plunge into the mischief-making. If they neither withdraw from you nor give you a guarantee for peace or restrain their hands, seize them and slay them wherever you find them. You have a clear sanction from Allah against them.
وما كان لمؤمن أن يقتل مؤمنا إلا خطأ ومن قتل مؤمنا خطأ فتحرير رقبة مؤمنة ودية مسلمة إلى أهله إلا أن يصدقوا فإن كان من قوم عدو لكم وهو مؤمن فتحرير رقبة مؤمنة وإن كان من قوم بينكم وبينهم ميثاق فدية مسلمة إلى أهله وتحرير رقبة مؤمنة فمن لم يجد فصيام شهرين متتابعين توبة من الله وكان الله عليما حكيما.
92 A Momin would never kill another Momin except by mistake. If he kills another Momin by mistake, he should set free a believing slave and pay blood money to the family of the deceased unless they forego it as an act of grace. If the deceased belongs to a people hostile to you, setting free of a slave is enough. If the deceased belongs to a people with whom you have an alliance, a believing slave should be freed and blood money should also be paid. For one who finds this beyond his means, he should fast for 2 consecutive months. His repentance will be accepted. Allah is wise and knows well why he so enjoins.
ومن يقتل مؤمنا متعمدا فجزاؤه جهنم خالدا فيها وغضب الله عليه ولعنه وأعد له عذابا عظيما.
93 But whoever kills a Momin with full intention, his punishment will be as stated in 2/178. He will receive this punishment in this world. In the life hereafter his recompense will be Jahannam to abide in. He will be cast away by Allah who will prepare for him a dreadful torment.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا ضربتم في سبيل الله فتبينوا ولا تقولوا لمن ألقى إليكم السلام لست مؤمنا تبتغون عرض الحياة الدنيا فعند الله مغانم كثيرة كذلك كنتم من قبل فمن الله عليكم فتبينوا إن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا.
94 When you go forth to fight in the cause of Allah, make sure that you know who your friends and enemies are. If anyone sends you an offer of peace, do not say to him, "You are not sincere in your offer," and wage war against him. By this way you may get some spoils of war, but do not forget that whatever you will get by obeying Allah's laws will be much more. You used to look for such excuses in the pre-Islam period. Allah has shown you the right path. You should therefore probe carefully before taking a decision. Allah is well aware of what you do.
لا يستوي القاعدون من المؤمنين غير أولي الضرر والمجاهدون في سبيل الله بأموالهم وأنفسهم فضل الله المجاهدين بأموالهم وأنفسهم على القاعدين درجة وكلا وعد الله الحسنى وفضل الله المجاهدين على القاعدين أجرا عظيما درجات منه ومغفرة ورحمة وكان الله غفورا رحيما.
95 to 96. When order is given for war, some amongst the Mu'mineen respond very enthusiastically and prepare to fight with all their means and their persons, while others are rather slow. It is obvious that the former and the latter cannot be esteemed alike. Allah will grant a higher place to the former. The good promise of Allah, however, extends to both. The distinction is only in the grant of a higher reward to some ranks. Protection and means of development are all granted by Allah according to the measures appointed by Him.
إن الذين توفاهم الملائكة ظالمي أنفسهم قالوا فيم كنتم قالوا كنا مستضعفين في الأرض قالوا ألم تكن أرض الله واسعة فتهاجروا فيها فأولئك مأواهم جهنم وساءت مصيرا.
97 Hijra plays a very important role in the life of Mu'mineen. Those who are content to live a wretched and oppressed life in an ungodly society will be asked by the Malaika at the time of their death, "Why did you lead such a wretched life?" They will answer, "We were weak and helpless." The Malaika will then say, "Was not the earth of Allah vast enough for you to undertake Hijra to some favorable place?" These people lead a life of Jahannam in this world, and in the hereafter also, they will abide in Jahannam.
إلا المستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان لا يستطيعون حيلة ولا يهتدون سبيلا فأولئك عسى الله أن يعفو عنهم وكان الله عفوا غفورا.
98 to 99. The exception is those men, women and children who were truly weak and unable to seek means of escape and did not know whither to go. For them there is hope for leniency from Allah, who is forbearing and protective.
ومن يهاجر في سبيل الله يجد في الأرض مراغما كثيرا وسعة ومن يخرج من بيته مهاجرا إلى الله ورسوله ثم يدركه الموت فقد وقع أجره على الله وكان الله غفورا رحيما.
100. Whoever undertakes Hijra for the cause of Allah will find a place of refuge and plentiful resources. Whoever leaves home to undertake Hijra to a place where the Quranic order is established and is overtaken by death on the way, will be fully rewarded by Allah, for Allah is the Protector and the Rahim.